Good evening everyone, welcome to our Sunday night live card making with Kelley Farley. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Karaka, Auckland, New Zealand, and tonight we're going to make, oops, I've got my extra bit there, this explosion card. So great way to use up some DSP, and you can obviously make it as big as you want or as small as you want, and then the nice thing is it just stands up by itself. Right, let's just see if this has started for me, because I can see there's a couple of people. There it is, and make that a bit bigger. Hi Lisa. I don't know that it's playing. Let me move. Oh yeah, then my hand's moving. Turn the sound off. Alright, so I've used Painted Christmas, I think, for the designer series paper, which is one that's, hi Heidi, one that has carried over from last year, which has been when it's returned, not carried over, sorry, it returned, and I quite like the soft sea foam inside, which is why I've chosen that, because you can actually, if you've got a black pen, you can actually easily write in there. What I also have done, but I haven't done on this one, but I've cut a piece, here it is here, and I haven't glued it so that we could replicate it. If you wanted to, you could cut a piece to pop inside there as your sentiment. The other option is if you didn't want to use a piece of DSP, or you didn't have DSP. I feel like that's a bit zoomed in, but not actually letting me zoom out. Let's do that. Okay, so if you didn't want to use your DSP up, or you didn't have a piece the right size, then you could use a piece of cardstock. Just keep in mind that that's going to make your card a little bit thicker. Use a piece of cardstock and decorate it how you want to. So you could do your stamping. If you wanted to stamp on this before you pop it to, as you know, so you've got it open, then stamp on it before you put it all together. So, and then your card base is just a standard full length of A4 cut at halfway. Centimeters is 10.5 centimeters, inches is 4 1/8 inch across. Okay, so let us get started with that. So hi Anita. What I did was I had a piece of photocopy paper and I cut it to the size that I was using for my designer series paper, just to make a little bit of a template to remind yourself of how it all works. But basically you end up with this shape here, and then as you open the card, it'll, whoops, won't get caught on your fingernails, but it will get it will open up. Okay, so we've got our piece of card, which is 4 1/8 across by the full length of A4, or 10.5 centimeters, scored in the middle, so you've got a tent fold card. All right, got a piece of designer series paper, and I've chosen one that is quite busy, so I'm not sure how this is going to work, but that's why another reason that I have cut out this piece here, because I feel like that might be something that I pop in there to write on. So we might need to do another one. And then I've just used a couple of new punches that we've got, the Bough Punch and the postage stamp, rectangle postage stamp one. I think that's what it's called. I have to label it, I can't remember what it's called, to decorate the front of it, and just use some different colours that match up, and the lovely soft sea foam. Alright, so to make the insert, super easy. You can use your trimmer or your Stampin' jig to get everything lined up really well if you want to. Otherwise, you can just do it like this. So you're going to pop, so you've got a piece, I've got a piece of 8x8 designer series paper. You could make it bigger if you want to, just make sure it's square. Alright, and then so you're going to make fold that on a diagonal. We want it to go kind of both directions, so you so that it springs better. So we'll fold that like so, and then we're going to fold. So this is that was my first diagonal fold. So we're going to take that crease mark that you've got there and make a diagonal fold in the opposite direction. All right. Again, we're going to burnish with our bone folder and make sure that that's a really nice crisp line. Hi, Andrea. And then we're going to fold over and do the same thing. So there and there. So you can see you've got a diagonal that way and a diagonal that way. Okay. So you need to do both diagonals basically. And then what you need to do is once you're going to just line that up and go straight across. Hopefully, I'm just looking at my screen to see that it's lined up. Yep, just a little bit of a lag. Evening, Mary. Okay, so I know this is a little bit hard to see on the designer series paper, which is why I've got the white piece. So we've done these two diagonal lines and our center score line. All right, so to get our corner pieces, we're going to fold back on one of our diagonals, all right, and it's a little bit hard to see on here, but I'll show you on the other one. So you've got your center fold here, and you're going to bring your corner in to meet at the center, all right, and this is where it gets a little bit tight, but that's okay. You just then turn it over, and if you want to, you can turn it this way just to strengthen that crease, and then fold, because of the lining up, it might be a little bit, because you've got that thickness that you're working with. So you've got one piece there. I think I've messed that up. Keep going, Kelley. Okay, so then we're going to bring, so this one was brought into the middle. We're going to bring this one into the middle so that both of them are there. I feel like I've done the wrong one. I think I've done the wrong one. I think I'm supposed to do that one. No, it would be the same. Just don't feel like I've got the right angle on that. Okay. Alright, so I've got this. This is what we were supposed to do. I did have it wrong. So if you're doing it with me, sorry, I hope you're doing it with some scrap paper. So you're going to bring your horizontal fold and you're going to pop it in so that it creates that, because I was like, no, I should have two pieces, and then now you're going to bring this in. So I apologize, I can't edit this to take it out. So you're going to bring it over. That's why it was feeling really thick, because I was folding the wrong ones. Okay, so you're going to bring those in. Hopefully it won't make any difference if you've done it. No one's going to know. Just like a nice pattern on the inside then. I think I'm leading to the green and red inside than this. And then we're just going to see, lucky I had my template, because otherwise I completely screwed it up. Not that I haven't completely screwed it up, but it's probably not as bad as it could have been. Right, so then when you open it up, and you open your pieces up, you're going to tuck those in like so. So you get this little pentagon kind of looking thing. That shouldn't make too much difference, because actually it's going to be glued down. So it still works. There we go. And so if I was to put this in like this, going to sit just inside. Oh, maybe it's a little bit wide. That's okay. Sit it in there, and then if that was to go in there, it would open like so. Alright, so you want the sides or the pieces that don't have the center line to be, they're going to be connected to your, I have obviously messed up my measurements a bit, but you want to have it so that this center point here is in the center of your card base. Either that or I've mismeasured this. Let me see. Yeah, that's what I've done. This is slightly narrower. So that doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Okay, so sorry, that was just something that one of the speakers at the conference today said. It's up to the hood. Yeah, see, all my measurements are out because this base is out. Let me get another base. That will just do me in. Sorry. Alright, that's more of a matching piece now because it's actually a little bit narrow. So I'm going to pop this here, and I want 4 1/8. That's right. Curious now, what is this? Just under. No, it's not. It's 4 1/16. That 1/8 of an inch makes a bit of a difference. Alright. So we'll fold this in half. Remember, if you need help folding it nice and straight, use the bottom half of your trimmer and the side. So this ledge here, if you're of your fold out ruler, it's got a little lip so you can line stuff up against it, and then this is obviously a straight edge so you can get your piece now. Ah, no notification, Alison. That's terrible of Facebook. Sorry that you missed the beginning. Alright, so we're going to pop that in. I've got my mouse on something. Okay, so that's going to go in there like that. Before you glue it down, this is where, if you wanted to do some stamping, you would do some stamping now. Alright, I think, I don't know, that's one way, that's the other way. What do you think? I'm thinking that actually this one is the better one to go on the inside, and then you'll see this bit on the outside. So, oh, here comes my noisy house. I've been away for 4 days and it's been kind of weird because it's been so quiet, but then it's also weird to come home. So yeah, it's such a weird experience. Okay, so we're going to pop that. This piece here is going to go in that bit there. So before I stick that down, I'm going to stamp on it. But before I do that, I'm going to show you how I made it, because I might stamp the top. Now, how I put this in. How did I put this in? Get some glasses. I think I actually used tape because it was a little bit easier to, oops, yeah. Excuse me. So I used a bit of tear and tape. So just because I wanted it, like, because it moves a lot, so you want to make sure that it's going to be stable. It's going to stay still. I sure can, Anita. Just give me, I'll just finish putting the tape on this and then I'll show you how to do the burst again. Is it easier to, would it be easier for me to show you with a plain piece of white paper? Just so that you can see the folds a little bit better? Sorry if you're, because you're probably crafting along with me, are you, Anita? So I've messed it up for you with that bit before. Sorry. Possibly. Alright. I will show you. Just one sec. I'll just keep adding this on. Because then once we've done that we can put it all together. So because you've got this piece is moving quite a bit, you want to make sure that it's nice and stable. So you want to make sure that you've got lots of adhesive on it. Okay, so let me just get a piece of paper. Okay, so I'm sure I said that was 8 inches. Because the width of our cardstock, so if you were using our cardstock you would just trim off a little tiny bit. No worries at all, Sylvia. Nice of you to be able to join us now. Thank you. Okay, so we're going to start off with, so this is our explosion, alright? So we're going to start off with a piece of 8 by 8, which is... it's about 20.4. I'd go to probably 20. Yeah, so normally it's 21 centimeters wide. But so I found the easiest way to do it is to go corner to on a diagonal first. So diagonal corner to diagonal corner. You're going to get that increase. Right, remember to make sure that you're creasing nicely with your bone folder. And then you're going to open it and then you're going to fold on a diagonal that way as well. So where your first diagonal line now is going to be your center point. Alright. So you have 2 diagonal score marks like so. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you need to then fold it. Oh, I might need my trimmer for this one. I can't see very well at all with the white. Okay, so you're going to pop that in like that. Alright, now this is where I messed up before. So this is what it looks like now. You have, would you like me to draw that over a pen? Let me go with a pen on top of that. So we're at corner to corner and it's very crooked lines, but you get what I mean. Corner to corner. And then you have one like so. Okay, so those are the 3 score marks that you have so far with your paper. Now what you need to do is you need to fold it over this way. You want to make sure that all of your score marks are flexible, so they've had a really good burnish, because you want them to move nicely. So now what you want to do is you want to take your center, the horizontal fold mark, the horizontal score mark. Sorry, just get them all folded the right way again. So the horizontal fold mark, and you're going to, I found, just kind of put my fingers at the front and my thumb there and just kind of push it. And it starts to kind of make a peak where the center fold, horizontal fold goes in and the triangles come out. And you get this. Hi, Helen. So that's what you have. It's like a little hat almost. Okay. Then what you're going to do, this is where I messed up before, which is probably where it was confusing for you. You're going to then take one, so the two pieces that are open, all right, the two sides that are open, you're going to bring them into the center. And one on this side. Line them up along the bottom and bring it to the center. And then you're going to do the same thing on this side. This time it's a little bit easier because you've got that other side to line up with, just to make sure that you get them in the same place. Alright, and then the same on this side. Please let me know if I'm going too fast. Okay. So then, when you open it, this is what it looks like. That's upside down. So hopefully that is a little bit easier for you to see what the base of it looks like. Okay, it's like one of those games you play as kids. And then what you're going to do is you're going to open it, and these corner ones that you've done the folds in like that, you're actually going to invert the score mark so that it goes in. Alright. And then, so you're going to do that with all four. So this is why it's really important to make sure that you burnish your folds both directions. Okay, one there, and then pop that one in there. Alright, so you end up with this little housey kind of thing. Get your bone folder and burnish those score marks again, all of them. Even if you can, the inside ones, the diagonal ones. Alright, and so then when you open it, it's a little bit hard because it's not attached in my hand. I don't want to get my hand in the way. You open it, it pops up like that. So these ones here, you'll end up with this here. And you know, you could measure it if you wanted to, but just doing it this way without measurements means that you can use any size card, any size piece of DSP to go inside your card. So you could do a bigger card if you wanted to. You could use 12 by 12 and use the same sort of, you'd have the same pattern as what you would if you did a smaller one where you did like a 6 by 6 or a 5 by 5. You know, you could easily make that so you've got like a little note card with a little cool little thing on it. Alright, so back to this one with our designer series paper. Make sure all of your bits and pieces are tucked in to your little housey thing shape. And how are we going for time? Then we're just going to pull off, and what I'm going to do is the trick that I showed you with when we were doing the shaker card, for those of you who watched that. I'm just going to lift some of the tabs and then just poke them out towards the side so that you can grab them as your card's going down. But you, that one I'm going to have to take all the way off. But you have, it gives you a little bit of space to get everything lined up. So this way, there's my center of my card. I'm going to pop it just below because it is quite bulky, and then you just want to make sure that it's centered inside there. Once you've pushed it down, see how we've just got it, it is actually stuck there quite nicely because it's the pieces that are exposed, except for that part, didn't get stuck out in the bottom. No, there's the bottom. So those, see how we've got these little tabs here? So what we can do is just slide them along, and then you can press down. Slide them along and press down. And this just helps, once you've got your spacing all worked out and where everything's supposed to be, it just helps you to keep it in that space without having to try and pull it out and realign anything. So you can see now that that's nice and firmly in there. For the second half, or the top part, whichever way it ends up being, you can actually just pull them all off, because you don't have to line anything up necessarily with this part. Okay, try not to get your fingers stuck to it. This take your pick tool, like if you haven't got one, so recommend it. It's the best thing. It's great for poking out things that didn't cut out very well. It's great for removing dimensionals. It's great for removing the pieces of backing off tape. And it's picking up sticky sequins. And there we go. There is our card. So this piece here, I kind of got this bit and I measured. So I wanted this gap in here, which actually, if I put this in the right way, you'll be able to see it a bit better. But if I put this in here, these fold marks essentially are on 2, 4, 6. Okay, so that means this is 4. So I did 3 3/4 across, because the inside is 4, and then once it's all folded up, you can pop it into your trimmer at the 0 point. Let's put that there. Oops, let's put that there, and it comes out to the 4-inch mark. So it's a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4 square that I start with, and then I just found the center of that. Now that's kind of annoying to do, and then I've gone 1 7/8. That's an odd number. No, I must have done something different. 1 3/4, thereabouts, in and down. So 3 3/4, half of that is high gale, and half of 3 is 1.5, so half of 3.5 is 1.75. 1 3/4. So it's about 1 7/8 that I've come into the middle, and then I've just come that same direction down. Okay, so let me write that for you. So this piece was 3 3/4 inches by 3 3/4 inches. This piece here, and then we want find your half point. For this it was 1.75, or 1 3/4. Let's keep it in the same 1 3/4. Right? No, it wasn't. It was 1 7/8. Okay. So then, so we've got 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and that is not a square picture. So just so you know, so that's half, and then we come that same distance down, and then you're going to cut there evenly, obviously. But you get the message. I'll hold that there for you. So you basically want to find, so if you do it bigger, work out what your inside piece measures, and it's going to be half, basically. So this was 8 inches, and this piece here inside, if I was to measure that, would be 4 by 4. All right. So then I went down 1/4 of an inch to give me 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. If you did, what's an easy maths one? I don't know, I can't think of one. But if you, whatever you decide to do, so if you did 5.5 by 5.5, so the center is 2 3/4, come down 2 3/4. Okay, does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't know if that's very helpful. So then this is going to go in here. And we just want to make sure that when we put it in there that it's actually going to be at the top. I'm going to put this here. Maybe I'll use that one. So before I stamp, I'm going to glue. I'm going to put this side down because why is it that every single time I'm in a hurry, that is not easy to use? Okay. Now, the measurements that I gave you for this is a very, very thin border around the outside, right? So if you want slightly wider so that you can see the cardstock, change your, go to your normal go-to card front. I usually like to have, but I thought actually it'd be quite nice just to have that accenting there and then open to the other side of the designer series paper. I mean, that works if you like both sides of the designer series paper. Obviously, if you don't, then that isn't going to work for you. Now, actually, I'm not going to write anything on here. I'm just going to pop it in. And because it's quite a dark, busy pattern, there's going to be a space for someone to write in. All right. You could cut something out and pop it up there or up at the top there. You could make this longer and actually have it so that it comes down over here, or you could pop some decoration on the inside there. You know, you could use the, only because I've got it, the jingle jingle one and cut out, you know, jingle jingle all the way or something. Up to you. It is completely up to you. So what I've got here is some gold. That's not what I want. Where is my, there it is, ink pad. Okay, so I'm using Evening Evergreen. I'm going to stamp right in the middle there. I'm using my Postage punch. So ladies, I only had 2 entries in this week's spinning wheel challenge, so it will be a quick effort. So thank you to Andrea and Sandra for popping in their entry today. Sorry, I feel like I've got hair falling out all over me. Alright, so some of the brushed gold that comes with the rose gold, and I'm just going to punch one of those out. I've got a bit of green, Evening Evergreen, that I'll punch out the small, oh, let me do 2 of those, and a bit of white. I didn't get, oh yeah, I could do that one, a small white one, and then I've got a bigger one. Oh, fits both. Oh. You need to get some acetate. You might actually have acetate, Alison. It's just overhead projector stuff. Yeah, they were very creative, Lisa. Right, I haven't got ribbon to put on mine today, so I'm not going to do that. But I'm just going to pop this on, and I might just very quickly snip that very close to the edge there. And I'm just going to back it on a little tiny bit of green, like so. So I can just pop. I know it's one of the good things about using the or the inserts off your stamps, Alison, as well. Don't forget about those. They the ones, if you've got photopolymer and you, oops, that's a bit long. If you've got photopolymer and you don't use both sheets, like, because when they pack them, they pack them with a sheet on each side, and I like to pop them what am I trying to say? I like to put them on the actual stamp case, and so it leaves a thicker piece of acetate just floating around in the stamp case, so it actually would look quite nice with that. Okay, I feel like I need another gold piece, but I don't want to overkill. Let me put another white bit down there. Oh, I need another dimensional. Oh, that's not white, that's gold. So if I put gold up here then, and put a white one there, and then I can put some more dimensionals in there to hold them all down. Oh, fair enough, Alison, fair enough. Then, you know, if you've been to a course and they give you a book that's been spiral bound with that plastic spiral, most of the time I do need another gold bit, most of the time they have an acetate cover, so one of those would work for you. If you've got any old books from PLD or anything, would work really well. I'll put that one there, and then that one there. The other thing is you can turn it this way so it opens that way if you want to. I'm still going to keep it this way, but I've made my leaves go a little bit too far out. So that is the second one, and this is the first one. All right, so let me just clear up a little bit so that we can see stuff. The stamps and stuff out the way. Okay, so whoops, in these. So card number 1 and card number 2 done. One with the insert piece and one without. That's nice and light that you can write on. Obviously you could use a lighter card and people could write on the back, or they can use these sections here as well for writing on. So yeah, all right, thank you, Lisa. Alrighty, let me flip around. Now actually, before I flip around, I've mentioned that I've only seen Alison and Andrea, not Alison, sorry, Sandra and Andrea's cards. Please do just let me know if there are any of you that are watching that have put a card up but I haven't seen it, or it's maybe gone in the wrong place, or and while you're thinking about that or typing, these are the shaker cards that are finished, and with the gorgeous elements, they've held their shape really, really well. I'm really impressed with them. But the phone is trying to focus. But I love that you can get all these different sizes. So if you are keen and you're not really sure about putting them directly on a project, remember, use your silicone mat. Or any like a piece of acetate or something like that, but a silicone mat, they'll lift off really nice and easy. And so you could just make lines of them, and then you just need a glue dot or a dot of liquid glue on your project to then put them on, just the same as what you would with any of our other embellishments. The difference being is they don't have the adhesive already attached to them. So that was that one, and this is the one where I've drawn the line let me get it in the right angle, so you can draw the line. It just gives such a nice texture to it, and you know, especially for the shaker card. So it yeah, definitely, I know they're expensive, they will last you a long time. Seriously, I've had those in the drawer since the catalogue before the catalogue came out, when I could purchase them, which came out in July, so I bought them in June. They've been sitting in my drawer all that time and had no issue at all coming, like flowing nicely when I went to use them. All right, ladies, let's flip around. No one's managed to mention that they have shared a card. All right, so good luck, ladies. You have a very high chance of winning. Very high chance. Andrea, congratulations, Andrea. I will actually, do you want to have a look at the pictures that I sent you last time? Hopefully your other ones have arrived. And on that, Alison, cancel. I pressed finish. Oh my God, Kelley. Yeah, so Andrea, have a look at the photos that I sent you last time to choose your prize from, because I don't think I've done a prize draw since then. Just to let you know, Alison, I have got your little prizes in my car. So next time I keep meaning to... Oh, they did. Awesome. Yeah, they're in my car, so that next time I'm kind of out and about around you, I can drop them off. Yeah. Okay. But thank you very much for joining me, ladies. I hope you give this one a go, and I look forward to seeing what you make. It's a great way of using up some DSP that you've got lying around, especially if you've got some old Christmas DSP. A cute one for kids to make for, you know, you could decorate it and have little things, you know, hanging up as you open it and things like that. So yeah, but thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining me. Sorry, I've got a bit close to the camera now. I'm just trying to sort my mouse out. Lol at DSP hanging around. Anita, you're not alone. We all have it. So that's one of the goals, is to get it out and use it, especially if you give cards or you make cards to give. Yeah. So I will be back on Wednesday. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry it's over time, but hopefully we will get back into a regular routine, so it won't take so long to catch up on stuff. If you have any questions about tonight's card, or want to find where to purchase any of the products that I've used, remember I upload all of these videos to YouTube, and on my YouTube in the description there is a list of all the materials that I've used for the card, and a link to my online store. If you feel so inclined, I would love for you to go and subscribe to my channel so you get notifications when these videos are uploaded, in case you miss them in the lives. Thank you very much for joining me. Sorry about the little sales pitch. I will catch you all on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.